What is going on, guys? How you doing? In today's video we're going to be talking about two of the best budget tactile switches, the Glorious Pandas and Gazoo Boba U4Ts. Before we start, this is not a competition between the two switches. This video is just to point out the differences between the two of the best budget tactile switches in the market right now and what could suit your taste. Both have their strengths and weaknesses, but none of them are better than the other. At the end of the day, it's all preference in this community. Oh yeah, I won't be able to have a direct sound comparison because the clips I took were loud and noisy, but my girlfriend and I will be providing a sound test of each switch from our respective boards. The Glorious Pandas are a total replica of the Drop Holy Pandas. I also am relatively new to this community, but I know about the issue regarding the first batch of Glorious's version. Here are its materials. I really like the Glorious Pandas, especially the design. I'm a sucker for orange. It has the balance of smooth, rounded tactility, which makes it worth it for the price. But there are some drawbacks as well. For me, I think the sound is a little too high-pitched for my liking, and the spring pinging noise is ruining the premium feel. But that's not something a little lubing and filming won't resolve. I chose the U4Ts to replace my Glorious Pandas because of how deep the sound is. If you watched Shoobs' video on tactile switches, he stated that it's the deepest sounding switch he has ever tried, and I couldn't agree more.
I found that the boba housings created a very deep sound compared to the others. Around this category was pretty similar in terms of how deep the sound was.
The tactile bump is rounded but sharper compared to the GPs. I love the U4T so much, I think it might be my endgame. I won't be surprised if I use these switches to all my future builds. That is, once I get the money to keep building keyboards. Personally, the deep sound is the icing on the cake for me. Both switches are great, both are bang for your buck, both have great tactile feedback, but I think comparing the work you need to do to improve each switch, you're gonna have a little less work in the Bobas, mainly because it doesn't need to be filmed. The switch is already tight enough to have a very minimal wobble. The Glorious Pandas, on the other hand, if you want to fine-tune it to the max potential, you have to add those films to reduce the wobble and the pinging noise. If you want to have a sharper, smooth tactile feedback compared to the GPs, save time modding, plus the bassy sound, go with the U4Ts. If you enjoy fine-tuning switches with smooth tactile feedback, go with the Glorious Pandas. Anyway, we are going over time, so I'm just gonna go on ahead with the sound test.